today I get to lead, and Rachel has to be my guinea pig or student.
Student. Wow, I get to be the student today.
I'm going to talk about how I explained artificial intelligence to my twins 4 years ago when they were 5 and to their entire class.
Coincidence, she's a twin who had twins.
Which is why I'm a little bit obsessed with twins, if you haven't figured that out yet. So I wanted to tell them we need to figure out how to teach a computer to be a little bit more like a person. And so the way I did that is first by showing them examples of things that they've used probably, or at least seen, and then, to get them comfortable with the idea of artificial intelligence. One of the things I know my kids are very familiar with, and if anybody know what this is?
By anybody, are you referring to me?
My guinea pig 5-year-old student, yes.
I'm not 5, but I could pretend to be 5. Is it your GPS?
Yes. And so we talked a lot about Waze and GPSs and how that's artificial intelligence. Basically, what artificial intelligence is it's, in our previous videos in Scratch, we were writing code, giving it statements, and the computer then follows our code. Here, the machine gets lots and lots and lots of examples, and it learns from those examples what to do. And so GPS is one example of artificial intelligence.
Which is great because I get lost all the time. So the GPS is really, really, my kids tell me, how did you get anywhere without GPS? And it's true. I don't know how I got anywhere.
I just got lost all the time. I remember having maps that I could not understand and follow. So have you ever read the Where's Waldo books?
Of course, because they're super fun. And if you haven't at home, you should totally get one and try, because finding Waldo is like the best thing ever. And it makes you feel really happy if you can find Waldo in a large crowd.
This is one of my favorite examples for explaining AI to 5-year-olds, because most of them have at some point tried to find Waldo and have spent lots of time trying to find Waldo on each page. And there are somebody who created this robot to find Waldo. And basically what they did is they gave it lots of pages of Waldo, circle Waldo's face, so that now the AI system can learn this is what Waldo's face looks like. And so for every new page it gets, it can find something very, very similar. And so it says, hey, I found Waldo. And this is why I like to tell the 5-year-olds that they're all out of jobs now, because they don't have to find Waldo anymore.
I just remembered that I think it was you who gave my kids a Where's Waldo book.
Oh, probably. I am a little bit obsessed with Waldo. And so this is really how AI works. It's really just learning from examples for a new example it never saw before. And I'll show you a video of also kids interacting with AI, and they probably don't even know it's AI. This is my daughter a few years ago.
Alexa, could you put on Let It Go?
Here's a sample of Let It Go by Idina Menzel on Amazon Music.
Like this swirling storm inside, couldn't keep it in, heaven knows
It is a great song.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad I don't have to hear it as often as I did it a few years ago when they were 5. And here's my son talking to Alexa.
Alexa, can you tell me a knock-knock joke that's funny?
That's funny.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Tyrannosaurus. Tyrannosaurus who? Tyrannosaurus wrecks your house if you don't open up that door.
And what was interesting is when I showed this to the 5-year-olds, they actually started telling me jokes that they learned from their Alexas. So they're all very, very, very familiar with technology. And this was a few years ago. They're probably even more familiar with technology now. And so here's a very, very simple way to explain AI to 5-year-olds. So we played a game called Yummy or Yucky. And I'm going to play this game with you, Rachel, okay?
Sure.
So we're going to teach a machine what I should make for supper, or my husband. And it's going to, so we need to give it examples of food and information about that food, so it knows, oh, this is something disgusting, or oh, this is something delicious, so that it can tell me to make something delicious tomorrow.
I'm going to answer as if I'm 5.
Okay, that works.
My taste
Yummy
of
or
change.
yucky?
Oh, totally yummy. I'm going to say yummy.
And how would we tell an AI system to understand that this is yummy? What information?
That it's creamy, pink. Anything else I'm missing?
That's fine for now.
Swirly.
Swirly, creamy, pink.
Mhm.
Okay, what about this? Yummy or yucky?
Yummy.
Is it creamy, swirly, or pink?
It's kind of creamy. Kind of has some little bit of swirly.
Oh,
Not pink, has some purple.
maybe we could add in some purple and pink. What about this?
Yummy. It has a little bit of pink, a little bit of purple, a little bit of creamy. But I think the answer is sugar. Maybe we'll go with that. All of those have a lot of bit of sugar. And how do you teach that there's sugar in these recipes? So maybe if we give it the ingredients, the common thing is lots of sugar.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to only be sugar. It could be food coloring. The pink, purple. It could be sugar. It could be food coloring. It could be right, creamy. But basically, the more information you give it, the more it's going to recognize yummy, delicious.
Mhm. I'm going to go with yucky.
That's good. That it went the 5-year-old class. I think there was one kid that actually liked broccoli, which confused everybody. But the majority of kids did not like broccoli. So this worked well as a yucky example. They did not want their mothers to make broccoli for dinner or their fathers. And so what kind of information can we give the machine about broccoli?
Green,
Green, right?
vegetable.
Number one, green.
It's a green
vegetable.
vegetable.
Exactly. And so the next example I showed was Brussels sprouts. Actually, none of the kids knew what this was. Surprisingly, 0 of them had ever seen or eaten a Brussels sprout. But the good news was nobody wanted to try one.
I'm going to go with yucky here.
Yes, they all knew right away this is a yucky food, even though they'd never had it before. And they were happy to see that they had already told their AI system, it's green and a vegetable, I don't want it, and that would work here. So that worked out really well. And this is basically how you teach a computer. We have our examples: sweet, sugar, a lot of calories. Even one of the kids said, I want anything with a lot of calories is going to be something yummy. That was
That's
good.
true.
And we had green vegetable, for these. And we, now we trained our AI system. What about
Nice.
pizza?
Totally yummy.
Totally yummy. What would our AI system say?
It would be neither. It hasn't learned enough information yet, right? Because it's not a green vegetable and it's not sugary.
Right. So it's possible it will work because there is sugar in pizza and it's not green and it's not a vegetable. And most of the kids, except for son, everybody else said pizza was yummy. And so it's possible it would recognize it as yummy, but it's also possible it wouldn't because it doesn't have food coloring and maybe it doesn't have enough sugar. And so this is where they learned something that my adult audiences, when I talk about AI, don't really realize, that AI is not magic and it could make mistakes. And it could decide pizza is not yummy and mac and cheese is not yummy and big ziti is not yummy, even though most of the kids want that for supper. And so they realized we just need to keep, if it's wrong, it makes a mistake, that's okay. We'll give it more information. So what other information should we add to our AI classifier?
Are we adding cheese as yummy and sauce as yummy?
Cheese, sauce, exactly. So without cheese, we're not going to get any of our favorite foods, or at least my favorite foods, which all have cheese in it.
Carbs.
Yes. And so this is really how you teach AI, by examples, and you may need more and more examples for it to really work. And so what I left the kids with is I asked them for, my job is actually to think about the future and where things are headed. So I said, where do you think things are headed with AI? And my favorite example that I got from a 5-year-old was that maybe they could create an AI robot that could put kids to bed at night, read to them, tuck them in.
I'll sign up.
I know. I was like, I never thought of that before, and I really want it right now today. And how do I get one? And 4 years later, I still need one. So, but I really loved the way they were very creative, and they all thought of it as something that helped them learn to read. It was all like very, very positive examples of how AI can benefit our lives. So, what would you want to see from AI?
I know too much. I'm still waiting for my driverless car.
Yeah, that actually did come up from some of the kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I'm scared driving in my car currently, so that's what I've been waiting for. And I know we have, we do have the technology. It's just needs it needs to get a little more affordable and a little more usable.
So this is the way I explained AI 4 years ago, and I actually have in our next video I wanted to explain so how I would explain this AI today, now that there are newer technologies that didn't exist 4 years ago.